Ruth was an ordinary woman, with no wealth, no status, and no clear future. She was not a queen, nor a prophetess, nor even an Israelite. She was a foreigner, a widow from Moab, a distant and hostile land. Her husband had died. Her homeland offered her no hope, and the path ahead seemed to lead only to poverty and loneliness. But in the midst of all darkness, Ruth made a decision that would change her life, and unknowingly, the destiny of many. She chose to follow her mother-in-law Naomi to an unknown land, leaving behind her people, her gods, and her past. What seemed like a meaningless journey was actually the beginning of something extraordinary. The story takes place during a turbulent period in Israel, in the days when the judges ruled, a time marked by instability, when the people repeatedly fell into cycles of disobedience and repentance. The nation had no king, and everyone did what was right in their own eyes. During this time, a famine struck the land of Judah. Even Bethlehem, the city whose name means house of bread, offered no bread to its people. The fields that once produced wheat and barley were dry, and scarcity quickly spread. It is in this scenario that we meet Elimelech, Naomi's husband, and their two sons, Mahlon and Chilion. In search of survival, Elimelech decides to leave his promised land and move to Moab, a region known for its hostility toward Israel. The hope of food and security soon turns to tragedy. Elimelech dies, leaving Naomi and her sons vulnerable and unprotected. Later, Mahlon and Chilion also die, leaving Naomi, Ruth, and Orpah as three widows, bound together by grief and uncertainty. When Naomi hears that God has provided food once again for her homeland, she decides to return to Bethlehem. She urges her daughters-in-law to stay in Moab, promising them a secure future. Orpah chooses to return, but Ruth clings to Naomi with words that echo through the ages. "Do not urge me to leave you. Wherever you go, I will go. Your people shall be my people, and your God shall be my God." Pause. Let that sink in. A foreign widow alone in an unknown land, making a choice that would alter everything. Upon arriving in Bethlehem, Naomi is met with surprise. Her heart still carries bitterness from her losses. She asks to be called Mara, meaning bitter, reflecting her suffering and the sense of having lost everything. But in this moment of despair, hope begins to emerge. With the start of the harvest season, Ruth goes to the fields to work and provide for Naomi, obeying the law that allowed widows and foreigners to glean leftover crops. It is here that she meets Boaz, a just and respected man, a relative of Elimelech, who protects and blesses her. He notices her loyalty and diligence, recognizing that this woman is extraordinary. Every gesture, every word builds tension, bringing Ruth closer to her destiny. Naomi devises a bold plan to secure Ruth's future. She instructs Ruth to place herself at Boaz's feet at night, a symbolic act of submission and request for protection. The suspense is palpable. Will this plan succeed? Will Ruth's courage be rewarded? Ruth follows Naomi's instructions with humility and trust. "All that you say, I will do." She approaches Boaz quietly in the stillness of the night and places herself at his feet. Boaz, startled awake, is surprised to see her. But he responds with respect and kindness. "May you be blessed by the Lord, my daughter. You have done more than what is expected, and I will do everything I can to honor you." Yet there is an obstacle. Another relative has the legal right to redeem the family first. The tension rises again. Will Ruth find her safe place? The next morning, Boaz resolves the matter in a fair and honorable way, purchasing the rights and ensuring Ruth becomes his wife. The city celebrates. What began in famine, loss, and grief transforms into redemption and joy. Ruth gives birth to Obed, who will become the father of Jesse and grandfather of King David, making Ruth a direct part of the lineage of the Messiah. The foreign widow who seemed to have nothing now holds a place in history. Pause. Think about that. Every small act of faith, loyalty, and courage led to this moment. A moment of triumph that seemed impossible at the beginning. Ruth's story teaches us about the power of steadfastness, faith, and trust. about loyalty, humility, and courage, and about how ordinary people, through extraordinary faith, can change the course of destiny. And perhaps as you listen to this story, you see a bit of yourself in Ruth. A moment when life seemed uncertain, when hope felt distant, but faith and courage opened a path forward. If Ruth's journey moved you or reminded you of someone you know, perhaps leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and stay with us for more stories that inspire courage, hope, and faith. Because sometimes it's the smallest acts of loyalty and trust that change everything.